What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the very first episode of WWE's biggest issue of 2023. Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe that we are now in 2023, but this week's episode, I wanted to do this in last week's episode, but unfortunately I wasn't able to because obviously you guys know I wanted to do a bit of a reflection video on everything that happened in WWE in 2022 and talk about what we could expect to see take place in 2023. And honestly, I think 2023 is gonna look mighty nice. But if you missed out on yesterday's video, I recommend you guys watch it. Yeah, I still haven't learned my lesson. I opened up 4 more Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1 mini boxes, and the question is, did I even pull the Berserker Crush dice? Guess you guys will have to watch and find out. But this week's episode, I wanted to do this, and that is the topic of who should who should challenge Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's title. Now, before we get started, if you guys enjoy this episode and you guys want more episodes, which get posted every Monday, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, follow me on all my social media. Links will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And also, if you guys notice by the tone of my voice, I have a head cold again. You guys know that I got a head cold, I think it was, back in November? And yeah, it wasn't pretty. It was not pretty, but this time it's not as bad. It's not as bad as it was last time. I did drink some Theraflu. That was like literally like my last one, but But I do apologize. I should be okay within the next few days or so. But with that being said, let's get straight into it. So, if you guys don't know of how Roxanne Perez became NXT Women's Champion, she was one of the competitors in the first ever Women's Iron Survivor Challenge, which consisted, have my little book here, which consisted of Zoe Stark, Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez, Kiana James, and Indy Hartwell. This was actually a pretty interesting matchup because everybody except for Kiana James scored a point. And once Roxanne Perez scored her second point, it was basically survival mode. And She did just that. She actually survived and became the first ever Women's Iron Survivor. And we found out that she wanted to challenge Mandy Rose for the NXT Women's title that Tuesday for obvious reasons. If you guys have not checked out that video, I recommend you guys check it out. You guys will understand the full story of what happened. But basically, Roxanne Perez became the new NXT Women's Champion. And now the question is, who should be first in line for a shot at the NXT Women's title? So I'm on WWE.com's superstar list under the NXT banner. Big shout out, no copyrights as always, of course. And the superstars are listed as followed in alphabetical order, of course. Excuse me, we have Alba Fire, Amari Miller, Ava Raine, scrolling down, Cora Jade, Elektra Lopez, Fallon Henley, Gigi Dolan, Indy Hartwell, Isla Dawn, Ivy Nile, JC Jane, Katana Chance, Kaden Carter, Kiana James, Lash Legend, Lyra Valkyria, Meiko Satomura, Nikita Lyons, the champ herself, Saray, Sol Ruka, Tatum Paxley, Thea Hale, Tiffany Stratton, Valentina Feroz, Wendy Chu, Ulysses Leon, and of course Zoe Stark. And I've compiled this list to only 6. Cora Jade, Fallon Henley, Elektra Lopez, Lyra Valkyria, Meiko Satomura, and Zoe Stark. But you guys are wondering, why these ladies? Cora Jade, obviously we all know the history between Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. They were practically sisters, and they not only did they become NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, sorry guys, it's the head cold, but Roxanne Perez won the Women's Breakout Tournament and decided to use it to challenge for the NXT Women's title, which gave Cora Jade the chance to try and take her spot. Roxanne Perez was able to make it. Cora Jade turned her back on Roxanne Perez, and the rest is pretty much history. The thing about Cora Jade is that, in my opinion, she's actually pretty good. She's great on the mic, even though there are still some kinks that need to be fixed a bit. Her in-ring capabilities are pretty good, but again, kinks need to be fixed a bit. And all in all, what she's doing right now is actually working, funny enough. So I could definitely see Cora Jade potentially challenging for the title. Sorry guys, again, my head cold is just nuts. There we go. Next up, we've got Fallon Henley. Here's the thing. Fallon Henley, she has a lot of potential. And I think, honestly, that potential could really take her far. I think if she were to become NXT Women's Champion, I think she could potentially take the NXT Women's division and just elevate it even higher than ever before. And here's the thing: when Mandy Rose was champion, she became literally the top dog on NXT. Yes, sure, you know, you had Braun Breaker as well, but the problem with Braun Breaker is that it's a matter of how many matches can he do before he loses the title. That's the biggest problem there. He's been champion since the Raw after WrestleMania. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Literally for almost 9 months. He's been champion for almost 9 months, which is probably one of the longest runs we've seen in quite some time. And I think, honestly, in my opinion, if Fallon Henley were to become champion, there are so many potential challengers for her in the foreseeable future. You know, obviously Kiana James, obviously Lyra Valkyria, and so many others, but maybe perhaps superstars from the main roster could jump ship and try to take the NXT Women's title as well, which is a possibility. Now, Elektra Lopez, on the other hand, I could definitely see her going after the title. She's been putting in the work. She's been dominating NXT with an iron fist. We've seen her on NXT Level Up in the last couple months. She could be a massive threat to Roxanne's run as champion. Now, as far as Lyra Valkyria, she's a big threat because she's been the talk of all social media. Literally, she's been defeating opponent after opponent after opponent after opponent, and if she were to get a shot at the NXT Women's title, Roxanne better bring the fight, because Lyra Valkyria, she could bring it. She could bring the big fight. Now, as far as Meiko Satomura goes, we haven't seen her on NXT since Worlds Collide, and the thing about Mako is that I think with her as the NXT Women's Champion, I truly believe that we could definitely see the final boss dominate NXT like she did with NXT UK. And not only that, excuse me, everywhere she's been a champion. Every single promotion that she's been a part of, she has been a champion. NXT could be no different. Now, as far as Zoe Stark goes, I could definitely see it. I could definitely see her as champion. I think she's got the talent, she's got the charisma, the character is working. Literally, it is working, but the question is, does she even have what it takes to be champion? Only time will tell. So let's downsize this list from 6 to 3. Going back down, starting from down, going back up with Zoe Stark. The biggest problem with Zoe Stark is her ego. Her ego of attacking people from behind could potentially lead to her getting suspended, or if she were to randomly attack a WWE official, it could get her fired. So I really don't think Zoe Stark has the I don't think she has the in-ring capabilities to be a champion. Mako, I'm keeping her. I think she definitely has what it takes. Lyra Valkyria definitely has what it takes. Fallon Henley, Elektra Lopez, she definitely has a lot of talent. I think the only problem is just the fact that she doesn't know how to get over with the fans, and I think that's one of her biggest downfalls, is that right there. So, but I am gonna keep her and get rid of Fallon Henley and Cora Jade. Reason being is because I feel like with Fallon Henley, her time with Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs has gotten to a point where she's more focused on her bar rather than her making money and winning championships. Not the best idea. But again, that brings us to half of the field. Elektra Lopez, again, she doesn't know how to get over with the fans. But if she does get over with the fans, she could be a massive threat to Roxanne's run as champion. Now, Mako Satomura, the problem with Mako is obviously ring rust. We have, again, as I mentioned, we haven't seen her on NXT since Worlds Collide, and the problem is, when she comes back, is ring rust going to come into play? And I think ring rust is definitely going to be a massive factor against someone like Roxanne Perez, because if Mako Satomura takes Roxanne Perez lightly, let's say that match does take place, and Mako Satomura does indeed take Roxanne Perez lightly, it's not going to end well for the final boss. Which leads us to Lyra Valkyria. I think, again, with her, that could be a big money match. I think Lyra Valkyria does have the skill. She has literally all the tools necessary to be a champion, and I think that could be a big money match. Roxanne Perez versus Lyra Valkyria. I can definitely see it. I can definitely see it. But that brings me to the question of the day, and there are two parts to this question. The first part is, what are your guys's? I know that this is a bit of a. I know that it's January 2nd, but I want to get your thoughts. I'm very curious. What are your guys' New Year's resolutions? What do you guys have planned for 2023? And also, who should challenge Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's title? Let me know down in the comments below. And that will do it for this week's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, which get posted every Monday, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, follow me on all my social media. Links will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.